Sumbanya Solame Rimbodella, Tresanchi Rudu Jiba Jedin Yaso, Sinzi Jiriba in Sajam Watcher. Tani Dambo, Nasoleme Rimbodella, Jerin da Zorini, Jerin and Juji da Zorinza Omen and Juni, Sajitu Jangri.
So, now third, to the practice itself. Now it falls on the two categories, how to do the practices of the 11 yoga or the developing stages or the Kerim, and how to do the practices of the completing stages or Uma, that is of the Sushma.
Dandela, Korabi Sonda Chivina, Chiri Sheba Zotsan Jine, and Jedu Geshiri, Leomaji Maji, Vasaji, Leomaji Sombe, Tini Juji Shin, the Sombe Junde, the Sanyo is a rich dongre.
And after that, we will be introduced with the 14 Tini of the Heruka, and how this practice encompasses all those 14 that will be also explained.
Dandela Saji Chigina, on the Chi Kaju Zodo, Jiri Nanjo, Nanga Kaju Zodo, Zoring Nanjo, Standi Jirin Zorini, Druju Zode, Chi Kaju Druya de la Jirin to Zochibori. Jirin Ganzo, Jirin the Hoda Chenema, Zorin le Tugumari, Missindilla, Zorin the Tobo, no Tugumari. In a Gunga Jabure, Pasha Jasa, Chayori.
So now to lay out the table of content, the first becomes like for the actualization of the external kacha or the kini, the practice of the kerim or developing stages, and for the accomplishment of the inner yogini or the nangi kacha or inner yogini, the practice of the zogrim or the completing stages. Now we have to take mostly the more importance to the practice of the developing stages, since without that prior accomplishment, we will never reach the accomplishment of the zogrim insights.
Chi Kaja Sayadi, Tabakaji Higamdire. Dede Shina Kaju Shimadi Jolan Sun Chi Kajun Rubari.
So when we say external kaju or kaju, that meant the kaju land, Tabu Kaju Shin or the kaju land, and that is our ability to reach to that land the moment we depart from this world.
Nang Kaju Sayadi, Useri, Usay Sonju Chaja Chimbu Kubangan, Usay Sonju, Usay da Sonju, Remajiba Tunju Usay Tona, and Sonju Lamsan Rubri. There is a Zorin Zogun, Zorin Zogun, a long time Oma de Usay Rusona, Usay Tea on any, Sonju to the Sanjay Kubo Togri, the Nanga Kajuri.
So whereas the inner yogini or the nangi kachu or inner kachu is the clear light, or in Tibetan, cell, and through the accomplishment or through the attainment of the clear light, then we attain the Yuganada or the Sungjuk or the union. Through that fourth stage, clear light, then we attain the state of the Yuganada or the union.
Chi Kaju Duva Javajirin and Juji Serede, Jirin and Juji Bala Malaba, Chi Naju do Togoma, Nong Naju do Togomare, Jirin Lamala Zorin to Sayomare. Chi Naju Juji Bodi Abuji Komne, only Chi Naju Jirin Rabal Devatos on the Gene, Zorin Gone, Naga Naju to do Togoremato, Naju Juji, the Demba Mato Bado, Zorin Gosayomare, Gosido Tovachi Jumare.
So, whereas now, in order to attain the external yogini or the kaja, we have to train ourselves or meditate on the 11 yogas. The 11 yogas or the Shinenjo Chukchi. That without going through the training of the 11 yoga, there's no way we can reach the, we can do the practices of the completing stages. So we do need the practice, we do need to go through the training of the 11 yogas. Then after attaining the gross accomplishment of the gross kelim, then only we can practice the zorim or the completing stages.
Chi kachu tabo kachu shikano droya de la le mabama droya chi de shinin droya padu kalan droya jio jun droya ta omoro ne ta song kachu dulu mero mamu yore.
So now the accomplishment of the external yogini or the kachu, there are many ways, like ability to reach that kachu without having to give up your own body, or to be able to reach in the Padu state, or to be able to reach in the next life, or with the chain of the lives. So depending on the mental capacity, that there are a few different ways one could reach there.
Omurab said Sunachel sir, Jiwa Hamaya Majan of Bachaya Yogi, or the Suna Chimboyina, Kajime Onshu, Seju Machazi, Tamse Aboso, and Lerun Hembazi Done, and Evake Majene, Nashi Chila, and Tabakachin Chiduyori.
So, when we say of the most excellent intelligence, now here intelligence is not what we understand from the word intelligence, but it is determined by the background of the merits that that candidate shares. So, for instance, of the best intelligence, that is the one, or Wangbo Rab, or the best faculty is the one who has having obtained the required initiation, and also haven't missed the not missing any of the Siju offering of the 10th and 25th, and having kept one's vows and commitments, keeping all one's commitments and vows. And for such a person with strong background of merit, then after a while that he is led to the Kaju land.
Omu Rabdi Lundi Kaju dus Omu Rabdi Teje. Omu drink de ina, or the Nega Kaju and the Chicken Chajama, Tame be Peme Chindu, Peme Chigibe, Sultan, and Laban Jodme, Kaju Chindu. Omu Rabdi the Nechum, Yomari, Rabdi Maima Dri in Ani, the cherry, Sindola Longal Dubal and Chiri.
So, that's the best kind of intelligence, or the most intelligent one, right? With strong background of merits, that he will be led to the Kaju land with help of that divine lady. And whereas the of mediocre kind of the intelligence, then will accomplish the state of the Kaju through the accomplishment of the Langali trunk with Sindur.
The Nyamba Dong, Nyanjin Dong, Nyamba San, Jini Drubache, Nyeru Le Sonche, Drubatsan Le Jurje, and the Le Jurje, Leo Dong and Rory, Besusu, Nena, Jujala, Samal Machaba, Susha, Ranchalatimbo, Yoga, Bebatone, Chachuviche, and so you Mogoya Salo Don the Beba, and Chamro, Mail over Chamro, the Teresun Rode, and then Najuba, Kanajiki Chicken Rujana, Nashi Chila, Leji Chaja the Tuni, the Kajishan Kinduri.
So, for in such a case that he does all the required long retreats, and also having done those, and leisure, which means all the other required activities, the performances, and then he gives up his entire wealth and everything for the virtuous, worthwhile purposes, and then he leads a life of wandering about that goes everywhere, keeping his commitments, and he wanders about.
That ko longale dombu chene duba chamne tike marana omu suna remember suna tamazi jimbari te ine da do jilu da lelu ma jewa chebe so beloni transo ke mashiwa da rojana kushiwa da lamsa badu tu mogo chene ya kaji shigan kenumeji badu tuna jumbe ko badu le tenumeji ni yore.
So then he wanders about, then eventually encounter a lady who leads him to the state of the Kyabje land. Then if he couldn't find as such, then it is a proof that he does not, isn't a mediocre kind of that kind of candidate, but still, if he were not to give up and not giving himself to the sluggishness or the laziness, and committing oneself, one's heart, one's mind, and one's all diligence to the practice, then we will be led to the Kyabje land at the very moment of death or in the Bhagavad state.
Sendelele tere menani sendula droba do cheju majune mashibado cheju da to cheju masheba huda badaje kande ya boche ha de so so dongi ina gashe de sende suna chimbu ina sende te mene bado te mene jiwaji ni song shiro chi song ne ani tabagashi shigan de shindu yo so tebe teba malo ba je zundu be ya boche leke ya boche be so ya ba tabu yo
so like if he still couldn't find that, then it meant he is not of a mediocre kind of intelligence. Now, in our case, that if we keep our practice pure, keep our commitments and pledges, and not missing any of our Tsiju offerings, and diligence in the recitation of mantra and so on, that there is good possibility that we could have chances in maybe if we are best kind of intelligence in this life, if not in the Bardo, if not at least within a chain of one life or two life or three or four. That soon we will be taken care, but what is required of us is not to give up on our faith, not to give up on our diligence and our regard and respect for the practice. Whereas if we are doubtful of the instruction, if we do not have enough or adequate respect for the teachings, for the Lama, and for the meditational deity, with that kind of skepticism, that however hard we may try, there's no way we could get to the Kyabje lands. So once we reach the Kyabje land, that by the virtue, because of the land itself, its influence on yourself, that our body, which is the conglomeration of the flesh and bone, is blessed into the body of the rainbow. And even though one could be of as aged as 80 or 90 years old, but will be blessed to become the youthful as about of 16 years of age.
Tsitela Sanjeru, Kajishan Mal, Loya Yomare.
Though it is said that one's longevity is equivalent to that of the sun and moon, it does not matter. But what it meant is that one's enlightenment in one's personal lifetime is assured.
That in Regibe Golomeva, Tendele has seen and Delave Mama Tumu Maimba, Samicha Tumu Maimba Tior, the Gonguina, and give out the Kajishan Leado. Cedella Malene, Chikal Leado. Chikala Maleva, Inji Miji, Ludanashin, Jeguyone, Padu Truno, Nyamogobe, Kajishan Levando. Pechiri never was Yisumuyori.
So, if one can't wait that long, and then still we have our means, for instance, like the practice of the uncommon, inconceivable yoga and so on, that one could reach the Kagyu land in this life, if not at the point of death, if not even, say, it is almost certain that one will be able to, but even though one may not be able to, but without having to go through the hallucination in the Bardo state, one will be led to the Kagyu land. It is almost certain. So it says the person with best kind of intelligence and the mediocre, or medium, sorry, not mediocre, medium will reach Kagyu land in this life. Least kind will be received by the Dakinis. And the least amongst the least, at least they will be received to the Kagyu land within a few chains of lives.
Maybe Mama Cheshu Sun say, Mama Duchewa, Nyansolang Dewa, Sender Kaju Dundu Mama the Sun Yori Siadi, Sender Kaju Lunduadi, Samichatumu Maybe Mama Diri.
So, as I mentioned earlier, that the three very unique attributes of this practice, which is shared very exclusive of this, is like I told you, that encompassive in terms of the practice, in terms of instructions, and very convenient to practice in its simplicity, and also ability to attain the state of the Kagyu land without having to give up our personal body. And that third one meant through the practice of the uncommon, inconceivable yoga.
Jijeda Jina Shamba Sola Jirin Le Demo Tona, Kaju Shinga Ruju or Kajun Rayore, Tumu Ruju Rujore, the Jirin Tamu Le Demo Togore, Jirin Rabak Zangan Diumare. So one could reach the Kagyu land through the practice of the, like for instance, Jikje or the Yamantaka and other practices, but one has to gain the Tempa or the stability upon the developing stages of the Kirim, and then one could attain the state of the Kagyu land or the 8 common powerful attainments. Jiri Tamala Tana do in the Kagyu Modu Ruju, Rolanga Modu, Redu Modu Yore, and Sawa Modu Yore, Menoa Modu. So, like with help of those practices, like one could get the Kagyu, the powerful attainments of the Kagyu, the Guinness. So that we can count as many as 8, like as many as 8 or 10,
there's two different ways of counting it accordance with the two different texts.
Rede dinde drogen de shita chungro sheju mendo ina jizun druma le den drogen de mise che chungyo re be jizun tarana da chira jizun drumen na jo bare jizun druma le den zeje droba yala droba she sa zecha dan ture le droba che do manga bala khula thumu mo ru khashen ro yo re de be jizun druma de chela nyasa che re.
So that there have been few exceptional cases like those who have adopted the practice of Tara, like great Taranatha, C.D. Taranatha, that in his case, that without having to depend on the zecha, or the substance, that he has been able to accomplish few common powerful attainments through the incorporation of practice of Tara. That is again one of the proof of the effectiveness of and speediness of the practice in the Tara. So I think I shouldn't talk a lot, which will sidetrack us and take over the time.
아니 가지 시간 로야 오모로 있는데 담아드는 면은 라가레 동부 두바야 마고아제 삼미체 도모모인 바도 후다바다야 보지 없나 아니 신데다 저치마 바도 강로지는 로야 그소로지 근데 요래 근데 인사베 시라게 레라보 근데게 명아지나 도도엔 두리도 지위나 지린초스죠 인사 지리랑 공부이야 보여요 가디야 보다 가디 가서 도도던 거래.
So without having to go in incredible hardship to the obtaining the right substances or the indispensability of our stable accomplishment in the developing stages and so on, or not even without having to go through the accomplishment of that Langali trunk with Sindur in, that without we can still that we can do to the practice of this practice, we can do this practice and obtain the practice of the uncommon inconceivable yoga, and so we really have a wonderful opportunity that only which is lacking is our hardship, that if any hardship we could invest in it is become most worthwhile because of what it can offer. So now to begin with, now Kirim or the developing stages, 11 yogas, and Zogrim or the completing stages, Tsauma or the central cyclic canal or the Sushma. And as for our practice, now I have to give the teaching or instruction on the both. Now let's start with the 11 yogas.
Jizun Sabenji. Niedang dang dang de zinya, Tsem lama da larch, Roda be Nanjo da, Pau Pami Chijila, Mandi and the Niji, Samichaji Nanjo, Jolanchin and Nanjo, Teda Nanjo, Juji goes, Tere, Teacher Sui Picha Talayor, Daji Jeva Yona, Dajan, Kaju doing Yalam, you did Tital Trishai. Tali in Goluji.
So there are 11 yogas, a type quote, which is put in a few verses couple of verses by great Sabin. And if you have the long sadhana, you will find it either in the beginning or the towards end of it, that all counted in verses, all 11 yogas.
Moji Nansole Merimodi, Jis Sachinchi, Niedada de Tuzinia, Sinvando, Oniri.
So, to start with the actual practice itself, that as says Chijun Sachin, that it starts sleeping, and so on, 11. So, out of the 11 yogas, first is the yoga of sleeping.
The
sleeping yoga of sleeping is on the very first, taught on first. So, sleeping yoga, we start with sleeping yoga, because in order to get up, we have to go to bed, right? And so that's one of the reasons. But for us, we tend to stay real late at night, but get up real late in the daytime. So it is a little bit in a disorder, don't you find? Don't you think it's in a disorder? So the yoga of the sleeping and yoga of getting up in the morning and yoga of tasting the duty or the nectar. Now those three are countable as a yoga to be performed during the in-between sessions. So it says the yogas of the Chelam or the activities. And so the reason we begin with sleeping yoga first is when we go to bed late at night, right? So it is the special to make the Yumbe Kunju or the mannerism, left mannerism, that to make it explicit, that we begin with it.
Yumbe Kunju Chelam Nala Song Yorwa, Yumbe Kunju Laba Yumba Lega Leguyandu, Laba Yumba the Cheva Cheguyandu, Tende Yore Chazan, Yeg Yun the Cheguyandu, Tende Yore, Guya Junzente. So Yun Latin, Ye Jung, Yamun, Samu Latin, Yamun Jung, Shera Latin, Tavi Jung Seado, Tende Sheva Mamuyore.
So the reason, like the left mannerism, why we start is, for instance, they say, because of the left, right becomes countable. And because of nighttime, the daytime as such is becomes evident. And because of the wisdom, the method becomes countable.
Nyamu Jonde Baode, Najumani Samurjus, Tadayani, Jonde de Kolodomati Nyamuche. Kajuma de Samu Yije, Nyazeni de Denjo Yoni Tsundari.
The day and night are the symbology for the male and female of the Shri Chakra Samvara. The day symbolizes the Heruka and night symbolizes the Vajra Yogini, or in other way of speaking, method and wisdom.
Nyamuchonde Baode Sam Najumani Samuju Siade, Jugi Sire, Sanjega Sungre, Judun Juyimba Pechir.
So that quote which I made right now, that the daytime is the Bhagwan Heruka and nighttime is the Vajra Yogini, I do believe there's a quote from the Tantra that named as Domjung, that text.
Pechiri Donju, 7 minutes, Jugi Cinere. Takandari by Teresian, that never told Nejo Toma Shea, Junzen Shepherd, Taguya Kayamarite.
So I'm quite sure it is from the text Domju. I'm quite sure. And so there's nothing for you to meditate here. I'm just giving our explanation, the reason that why we begin with the yoga of sleeping.
That Gunda never go to Yellow Niyore.
When we go to bed at night, there are 2 ways of doing that.
Trume Lagave Yellow, the Trije Lagave Yellow Niche.
So the two style, there is one who is fond of the term or the without elaboration, and one with elaboration.
Trije on to Chenyagina, round Tunsang and Najo Marita, Najima Kodin de Yorwa, Teo is a Niaka Lakala, Tasusu de Sakongadilla, Tameben Haji Jam, Tumbanya to Juru, Sadurja, Sato Doda Shinda, Tamebe Ranga Nayaga Combat, Tumbanya to Juni, Chunju Nizil Juru, Mivache.
So when we do it with elaboration, then we begin with like the house or the room we share to go to bed. That you can just say transform into emptiness, that which is the built with the stone and so on. You instantly transform that into emptiness, and within that state there appears a Chunjung or the reality source.
Then all the Chunju Nizigi, Keban Zamzilla, Nazo Bama, they were the Nimension Gurche. So Najuma Jusa Tereimba. So just about the middle of that Chunjung or the hidatial, that reality source, then at middle, then you have a multicolored lotus, and in center which is a sun cushion, as usual with the Vajra Yogini practice. Now that multicolored lotus now is 4 cardinal directions are petals. 4 petals are the cardinal directions are red in color. So and southeast and northwest. So northwest, those 2 are green. That's the southeast. Southeast. That's named as the corner of the fire, and northwest is named as the corner of the wind. That's the way it is named. So southeast, that is the direction just between the south and east. So that is named after as the Vayu, or the corner. So corner of the fire. Corner of the fire. That is shadow logic samche. This something the modella, Mesam Sewa Junente, Chidon Cho Jin, Shadow Melayore, Chojun Melody Satire, Melacho the Kesam me, Melet Samjor, Mesamjor. So Chojun Midaver. So
that southeast direction is named as the fire corner. The reason is that that is the place of the direction protector who is the fire deity. Because of that, that corner is named after him. So west is northwest. Yeah, northwest. That corner is where the wind deity or wind direction protector sits. So that's why for that reason it's called wind corner.
Meloni says Dama Sebure.
So these two are yellow in color. These two petals are yellow in color. Please make a correction. So dental or the void of truth, absence of truth. So that is the south and southwest. That is the southwest and named after as absence of truth. Southwest, that corner becomes this corner of the symbol or the yaksha. Yaksha?
Symbol Jajimoto Demashe Shamamari. Junshada Shedeki Jimbari. Jason Demota Trevas, the Angel Kola.
So since the rapture, they habitually they can never tell truth. They are always dishonest. So they are named after as the essence of truth. So that corner is named after as the dental or the essence of truth. And the northeast is named as Wangden or the Indra. So Ishvara, because the northeast it becomes the spot of the Maheshwara, Ishvara. So for that reason it's named as corner of the Ishvara. So that where we had the yaksha, that corner is the green in color, and where we have the Ishvara, that corner is black in color, and then there's a ring, Corella, ring, yeah, inside the lotus, that's yellow in color. So if you so the multicolored lotus, now we took care of the color of the 8 petals on the directions and subdirections, and the ring, which is between the center and the petal, where the petal starts to spout out, that is yellow in color, and the center spot itself is green in color, and this is the texture, or this is the color of that lotus.
So at
center of that center, now within that circle, at center of lotus is the sun cushion. So the size of that sun cushion is the size of the height of your body, height of the deity. So there is no really determined size, but it all depends the magnitude of the size you would like to visualize. So now with those 8 lotuses, right? So lotus with 8 petals. Now on the Maheshwara, which is black in color, right? South, northeast? Yeah, northeast.
On the Sung, Jungle Double Sung, Penamaras to Junior, John the Carlo, Paul Jevte.
So,
no the Carlo, John Longote, Shala Jevlo, Lola Gongwachang would don't to Junior, don't it. Today is that John Longo Kewa is a John the Mama to Gola, Niman, the wedding. Nimen de Chidan the wedding, Yan Chuji Nizago no cover, sing to Guyumari, Solo Gujiri.
So, on the either, it says either on the northeast or on north paddle. In that case, your head will be on that, if say north, you have your head on north, and so your legs are stretched out towards the south, and your face east, and your back is towards the west, or on the sub corner of that, which is dark black in color, you know, either in any of those, and you have and your legs towards the south. So you face west, back east, legs towards the south, and head towards the north. So we say singing Yaltap in the style of the lion in a sleeping position. That's the way the great Shakyamuni Buddha passed. And one of the reasons for us to do that is to emulate that master. So Lama Kondu Imbachi, Rangazawa Lama Tela Lama someone Duba, Yidan Kondu, Sanju Kondu, Jenny Kondu Imbachani, Telama Doji Chankondo Mabu, Revenge and Rusu de Vachila Santo, Chirum Jenny, Changan Navagashu. So I didn't go to Nyango to Mogoche, Lame Pangalangoja, Nyeri. So on the north cushion, on north paddle, then upon that we have a sun and moon cushion. Say we will not have throne, but sun and moon cushion upon which is seated the one's guru in the form of Dojichi or the Vajradharma, and so we don't need a pillow because we sleep on the lap of the guru. And placing your right hand onto your right cheek, and laying on the right side of your shoulder, and your leg one above another and stretched out, and you lay your left hand on your left thigh, so that if we could remind ourselves of this is the way the Buddha laid down, and Buddha laid, and if we could pass or connect our death with that kind of sleeping, there is some quote where it says that one will be saved from any of the three lower realm rebirth. It is said that if one pass on the back, laying on the back, that is not really good sign, it says.
Kanjalo ni yade ngade ngasunda duwe da is.
A sign of going into lower realms.
Oh yeah. Singi yade do sei mala kangwa manjwa che ya kong de na ida gi ni tang yin je wa.
So in a laying position of the line, but if we don't stretch our legs out but pull them in, that's the position of the preta.
Ta do sama yen de ngode la me ko ban le ja. La ma cha sun kun du yin be me ba che. La ban de chibu do to ba mu go che cha sen me ba che.
So laying our head on the lap of the Guru with a very strong faith, the Guru being the embodiment of the all three refuge, and your hand free with implements. No, we don't need the skull cups or the curved knife.
Wo ni me de wo ni yen de zhe sa chi chi je le zhe ko de ne zhe yo ba me ba che. Di zhen ba le den zhe yo.
So since we are laying on a sun cushion, that sun cushion, and trying to feel the warmth of that sun, and that becomes auspicious for us for the generation of the heat of the bliss.
Yin wo la ma jiao su kun du le te ba chi ge de ge nga ne ni ku to ba chi che wo re.
We should try to go to bed with a strong faith or the strong respect to the Guru on whose lap we are sleeping.
An se na ko ni de se chong na, ni se wo de ni wo la ma de se da. Kong ba de chun ju ni ji yin ba se na de, wo ge ni de yin ba ran ne ju ma yin ba ma shu da ro chi to, gong ge yan ba ni ku. Long ma ren ba to.
So should we wake up in the middle of the night, just scan, just again work on the clarity of the Guru. So just imagine about the Guru on whose lap we are sleeping, and also on Chunjung, the which is the shelter inside which we sleep, and have an overall scanning of the surrounding.
So
this is all about the sleeping with elaboration. Now, if one chooses to sleep without elaboration, so if we say that if one is fond of sleeping without elaboration, without elaboration in sense of if one is fond of the emptiness. So when one lays down and that from the seat level, the palm of one's heart, a light is delegated.
Kansong tamche chep zome kang ozo ngumbu no du zo kang ozo mamu na bu de kang ozo ka na ba je cha la tim ani me chunju da je ba ra la te ra ya de me ni ga chunju te pa yi go ma chin pa yi go da sin na da je ba la tim te ya me me ba je ni je me ba dong ba ni je nga do dong sang je ne be na yu da dong sang me yu da ra je me ba nya nge khe de wa chin bi yi shi de dong yi shi be je be me de dong ge nga da ni ko je ne dong ye ge da wa chen shen de nie wo re. So,
one who is the style of sleeping, for those who are fond of the sleeping without elaboration, that is, as it comes towards the end of sadhana, right? That to the generational light, that all the formless realm in the form of light, it just absorbs in the upper part of your body, then the form realm in the middle part of your body, desire realm in the lower part of your body, and yourself into the sleep-related palm, which eventually or gradually then disappear to that finest nanda or the squiggle, and disappear. And within that state of the voidness, you go to sleep, and in appearance void, but in reality being void of the in-hand existence, in confirmation being void of in-hand existence, and the mind which subject which comprehend that being the bliss, and with a very strong recollection upon with strong reflection on the emptiness, then one go in the state of the sleep.
Umbu nubu dunye la gawa da, umbu dubu zhuje la gawa yin sungwe nubu pechir. Ta umbu nudu gangi nime na, zhume jinga du nye ya de, zoringi pechir. Zhuba chen be lama chida se da nye wa yin na ne, jirin la pengu yori, jirin la goya la pengu yori. Jirin pechir yin sungwe.
That there is some saying that to go to sleep with elaboration is for those who are lesser intelligent, and to go without the elaboration is for those who are intelligent ones, whatever. But it is the going to sleep with elaboration that helps one to mature, that supplements or mature oneself for the practices of the developing stages, and going to bed without elaboration that matures oneself for the practice of the completing stages. So this is, I would think this is sufficient for the sleeping yoga. Now next is the Tangwe Nenjo, Tangwa as getting up and Neljo as yoga, and that is how we get up in the morning. So for getting up yoga awakening in the morning, since there we had two different ways of going to bed, so we must have two different ways of getting up. It is so for those who are going to get up, those who are diligent in the yoga of getting up, now it says get up on the third portion of the night, right? Get up on third portion of the night. So third portion, and it's like, for instance, for the bhikshus, in their instruction it says, without sleeping on the first and third portion of the night, one should get up and endeavor in the accumulation of the merits. So as mentioned, that to get up at the third portion of the night, that we break up the night into three timings, and timing of three, that is the first part, middle part, and third part. It says don't go to sleep during the first and last part, but endeavor in your practice. So that on the third part, third portion, we have to get up and so that we will not be able to follow that strictly, or we may not be able to be that meticulous, but whatever, that it becomes really, if we could do such a practice, even going to sleep becomes most wonderful way of accumulating or earning the merits. Earning the merits. The sleep by itself is neutral, right? But if we could transform it into most virtuous and productive, for instance, that if we could do it in the state of the emptiness, that's wonderful. If not, to recollect on the Guru as the embodiment of all three jewels, and thinking about or contemplating on it and sleeping. What a wonderful way of acquiring the merit. So sleep itself is of three: meritorious, non-meritorious, and neutral. One can transform that into any three of them.
아니 살로 여기다 녀데네 교환이 레티 야로 뭐 지미데고레 제레가 뭐 이상선 제데벌 녀데니 야도 가고 요래.
So in a way, that as it is such a neutral, which we could changeable, that which we could change into any of the virtues or any of those negative, productive and virtuous, then because of that, sometimes it looks that much better. We're much better off if we go to bed rather than get up and think a lot of nasty things around. One of the great Siddha, he slept for 12 years. So, in the case of that great Siddha, after having, I think, to accomplishing the practice of developing stages and so on, I think he has reached as far as the great isolation of body, or I think speech. And when he was about on that level, then he went to sleep by blending the sleep with the clear light. The mixing or blending the clear light with sleep, and then he slept for 12 years. And when he got up, that he has reached as far as the last final stage of the Tsem, or the isolation of the mind. They're almost nearing enlightenment.
So in
the words of Magic, she said, I do have a teaching that with which you could sleep well, but so she said that I have a teaching that with which you could sleep real well, but you, my sons or my children, you don't know that, and that made me uncomfortable or limited, which means it makes me unfulfilled. So, yeah, it sounds wonderful to sleep, right? We could sleep for a few days altogether. Maybe that will save us few on a grocery bill, but that could cost the loss of our job. So let's not do it.
That don't go so. Don't you go to Yedi? Ya long do you say what you say what the Salutone? Bettingly, Najin Hibo Najo Mashela Sova. Kachi Sing about Katsukibe, Niebe Loyant and Damari Datulo, do what Tsukoni teaching you say the seven says on teaching 7 years so much. Say Saturday, no teaching Yabuyori.
So when we awake in the morning, whom we say, if with the elaboration, try to think, we're already awakened, right? That we are out of our sleep. We got up from it. So just believe that we are awakened from our state of sleepiness by the Nyingbu Naljoma, those 4 Vajra Yogini and all the heroes. So those four great Vajra Yoginis and all the Vedas and heroes and heroines from the Dagas and Daginis of the Kyabje land itself, and by the chore of their Vajra songs and the recitation of mantra of the 3-syllable letter Om, and recitation of Vajra songs, and sound of the Damaru, and so awaken, cause us to get out of the sleep. Just try to make believe that we got up from our state of sleep by the chore of the mantra recitation, sound of Damaru, and so on of the Kyabje land.
Ane tongye ke kanta nye diyo na, tongpa nye tingan, tongpa nga le ranye ke jijizu to jine yuwa kuru lamji, churu suchani be, tongpa nga ne churu nyandang tabo, do jine yuwa kula lamji, lamwe me bache.
So whereas if you have gone to bed in a non-elaboration state, then just say, within the state of emptiness, I arise in the form of Venerable Vajra Yogini, and that is just like a fish springs out from the pond, jumps out of the pond, like in that kind of instantaneous, you appear yourself out of the state of emptiness in the complete version of the great Venerable Vajra Yogini. So when one arises out of that, then one arises out with all the ornaments, but without implements, since we have to do our daily chores like cleanups and so on. So you may not have the implements in the hand, but you appear with the all complete ornaments.
So when if we have gone to bed with elaboration, sleeping on the lap of the Guru, then the moment we get up in the morning, again work on our envisioning of the Guru, on whose lap we are sleeping, and work again and convince ourselves of his being as the embodiment of all 3 refuge, and also look around surrounding the Chunjung and everything, and scan and improve the visualization, and again with strong devotion and faith towards the Guru. So then when one work on the Guru and his clarity and so on, then because of the strong relationship between the Guru and disciple, and Guru's very strong, sincere affection, the affection towards disciple, and our bond of the very strong devotion towards the Guru, the Guru generally melt into the light, that Guru or Vajra Dharma, melt into red light, a ball of red light, symbolizing
the great affection of Guru towards oneself and transforms into a very small, minute ball of light, which is the size of an egg of a bird. And then it enters into oneself through the crown aperture and mix and blend and become oneness with this little, one's own mind appearing in the form of little little palm at one's heart, and thus becoming the one's mind in the appearance of little little palm and Guru become inseparable from each other.
Lama Udo Shunu Mabo, Jogong the General Kiwu Martin, Hinga Bangula, Timber Jang, Laman Chelo, Shuba Jang, Round Dojin and you must say, Devade, College and Mendava Ziji Churchin, called the Ziji Pum or Ziji Churchin, Mibachani Yagayori.
So, by the virtue of, as explained, that Lama just Lama transforming into a very small ball of the red light and entering through the passage of crown aperture and mingling and blending and becoming one with the slave letter, one's mind, slave letter, palm at the heart, and blessing oneself. That by the virtue of that, that oneself appearing in the form of the Vajra Yogini glows even greater than the earlier. Because of that blessing received, that one becomes most radiant, resplendent, and glorious.
That is in somebody turned to turn water, Tali, Nyawata Dawe, Naju Ninji, which ya. They are long time turned to Kavamaria, it was a good torture, Legal Rugo Insa, Ali Disinha and Naju Majevic, Legal.
So now the next starts with the Duzi or the nectar and tasting of the nectar. And since right after we get up, we can begin our sessions right away, since we have a lot of other agenda of the days to be done, right? Lots of needs of the day to be met. Like for instance, right away we have rushed to our job. So that's why we have to do the tasting of nectar here.
That's a Naju Chico Segumar, Yalon Sasson to Junani, Ali Keshin Chewi, Keshira Chewiyona, Keshichea Gosian to Jushun Anjin Sanluton. Yanger Puguyono, Puguyoni, Yanger Jushun Chuana, Cheve Tenzon, Zangwaya Wuchepu, Kodadion, Kodatu, Awujin. Tusu down to go Maricoda Jaya, the Juruchuki, Kusun took 10 Jambashar. Jeti read Sanje go to Jerry in Jeti Leve, Tabachat and Kizarija to Yore.
So, the our surrounding and then arranging the altar and arranging our offerings and also having a proper look at having an audience with all the objects we have arranged on our altar. That every single time we see those reliquary objects, it leaves a very strong imprint and word seed for the seed of the liberation in our mental continuum. So thus, when we say that to have an audience with our reliquary object, we don't have to really touch them or just hug them or anything, just have a look at them. And that itself leaves a very strong imprint on us, imprint of the seed of the liberation. And also say the mantra of the offering, which comes in the Georgia practices.
And then Johan, the true Jago Inza, the Boru, the tree in Nigeria, Lugu. So, I did the thing of Nigeria, Boru, the Kamaway, the Susu, Chijun, Chuana, Tree in Nigeria, Julie Shagri, and then Tunsanga Nigeria tell Yore. And
also, of course, we have a lot of other things like the cleanliness, hygiene, and daily wash-up, and so on. We'll talk about it in separate subject, as a separate subject later, that even before we begin with the tasting of nectar, we have to do fulfill quite a lot of agendas of the day.
Rara Susi de Sekamala, Kudabu, Kubadabu, Mangunaji Orwa, Tens a Kusum to Ten Yori. Kusum to Ten Jamba, Chova Yumeji Kubeziba Shambas, Jushuna de Yuyagi, Kusum to Ten Jamia, the Shota Rishi, Convey Ken Dolos, Jambi de Gomari, Toma Jandi Kurim Malovic Jam. Kusum to Ten Jamia de Rangi Chindi to the Lamas of Kusum to the Janguti Jabori. Te Yayoli Yidam Jabori. And a Sanjay, Janchu Sembari, and a Pau Karuchun Somasri. Pecha Soro Gitenda, Chuden two Gitania with Yayoli Jabori.
So, when as it comes in the Georgia practice, right, to arrange the altar every morning, that it does not mean that we have to every morning rearrange our altar. Be careful when you arrange it in the first time, keep the proper arrangement is important. Like for instance, the first comes the gurus, pictures of gurus and so on. We have stack of them, right? So pictures of the guru that from whom we have directly received teachings, they come first. And on their right, then immediate to them, then comes our idams or meditation deities. Then the Buddhas, then the Buddha sons, then the Dagas and Dakinis and so on, and also the scriptural texts that which symbolize the speech of the Buddha. They also have the place right immediate to the right and left of the gurus. For instance, like the arranging the altar, arranging the reliquary objects of the body, speech, and mind. Now, of course, that moment we get up, we make 3 prostrations, and also before we go to bed, we make 3 prostrations. And benefit of making prostrations, I think you know it well. For the bhikshus, that after making prostrations, now they have to do a tuition called to recollect on certain issues to obtain permission. So, and then when we get up, and then we clean up our room, and when we clean up our room, our attitude for cleaning up shouldn't be that it will make me comfortable, or our fondness or our passion, shouldn't be that. Because if we do so out of that, then it becomes feeding our desire. That becomes our feeling of desire. So when we do the clean up of our rooms, that as we are to do asana, where it requires we have to visualize the object of refuge, and we generate bodhicitta, and also eventually we also invoke the entire object of before whom we make we do our practices, right? So with sense of the need to be in a clean environment, because we are going to invite such a great host of guests who are worthy of our service, and as service to and as it will be unwholesome to invite them to a dirty environment, and as a service for them to come in the right environment, clean, proper environment, then with that kind of sense of service, if we do the cleanup, that itself becomes a most wonderful virtue. And I think you know the story of the great Lamchungpa who attained the great artship with the practice of the cleanups. So, as it goes, and so we should do it with a sense of duty that since I'm going to invite that wonderful guest worthy of such a service of the clean environment, and if we do it, that becomes the most wonderful. Otherwise, if you just do it because I want to be comfortable or I want to have a sense of or happy or something like that, that is the feeding our own desire, so, and out of delusion we do it, right? Then it becomes non-virtuous. So, but we want it virtuous.
That's almost a golong yabu chiche. Never chidu chess in some of the chun so sagri. Then ya Kusung to the Jamsia Kason Kani Disha, Dijoja de Giomari. Kusung to the Jamia delay, so good over the Chaga to Tehuja, Masses and Nibos to Tejuja Giomari. Lama Idan Sanji Jansi, Pandiji, Yaji Toma Jam, and Yamataba Madam, tell you, Dujoche, Chadipudichi, Duchachi, Dujoche, then jump with 2 years. Tell a man Dujoche Mari, Jeguri, then Jayagusula. Jebe go to Sanje go to Sanje Moi, Chanju Simangor, just Sanje, Jebina, so Jachimbo.
So to do these chores with the complete quality, with a real good sense quality to do it, that complete fulfillment, then one should do, for instance, like when we, as it says, arrange the altar. Our attitude towards the arranging altar shouldn't be like our attitude toward what kind of material, with what kind of material that statue is made of. Like for instance, if that is made of gold, if we leave that somewhere higher, that shouldn't be our attitude, the way we evaluate. But that should be arranged in the order of the Guru, the meditation deity, Buddhas, Buddha sons, and so on. In this arrangement, that should be laid, not on the material. So, like for instance, those which looks old, to leave them somewhere in the corner and so on, that's not really a right attitude. So we should avoid those and arrange them. So we may not be arranged every morning, but as arranging every morning, we should have a look at them every morning, and as a dusting, then keep something like feather and dust them every morning, and that will be enough as for arranging the altar every single morning. So, reason we arrange the altar is to remind us that their presence and their presence, and every now and then when we walk by, just try to think about them, and by every single moment we see them, and then we receive the blessing.
Again,
so Then also we have quite a we have a fashion of having lots of pictures of our friends and relatives too, right, on the wall. But please don't arrange them on the altar. Their pictures, have them somewhere in some other spare room. And when you look around, go inside the altar when you see the gurus and the altar or relic object that create merit. And when you have a look at your friends, that also again produce a tremendous passion and desire inside you. So I think they will cancel with each other well.
That in the Tongue do Shitsake in the Pam Bijaro in the Shitsari Niji. Talk about your rose Niji, Saniji. Sombu in the Sombu, the Sugioni Chijimari, Tani don't go call. But Mr. Taman do Niji, Asamba Chane, Kadam Manila, the general series in the Wajivina, and the Pentoyori.
Just Kate, and like that, when we see the pictures of our friends and relatives, those who are departed, that if they are no longer with us, just try to think, that pray for them and remind you and pray for them for their well-being and say some mantra for them, make good wishes for them. And for your friends and those others pictures you have, try to think, that they are just lost in the concern which are limited only for the well-beings of this life. So just have compassion for them and pray for them. That will be wonderful.
Sanjay Kuzu to Solanjanani, Sambayabu man Giori. Tema imba to the Tebaja, Samba Yabuman, Pemba Yamada, Gonung Lirade, you. Sanjay Guzu, the Chatse Treban Buchigin, Gono Yabuman, Kobe Sanjay Toyabu Jury, this Shinga to the Tembigos, think about the Mazuchi Achiri, Azu Shinga to the Tembigiola, the Top Chumbu Yunguri, Gono Gono, the Jotanake, the Chima, the Saluton Kabu Chanchu, Lana, maybe Chanchu Patarja, George Chimaya Kabu, Sendira, Saluton de Yodi.
So, if we have a look at the picture of the like Buddha and so on, that even though our attitude may not be correct or is in a non-virtuous state, but by look itself becomes virtuous, and that kind of virtue is called virtue by the force of the object. And that becomes one of the most beneficial virtue we have on our way, because otherwise for us to have a right attitude all the time becomes really difficult, because let all our attitude or all our interests are just limited for this life alone, for the interests of this life alone, not even next life, not even the immediate next life. All our interests and endeavor are just limited for this life, let alone the interests of the full enlightenment, not even for the next life. So seeing the object of Buddha and so on, by the force of those objects, we do get some merits.
So,
if we have near ones, we shouldn't arrange their picture on the altar, that if we make prostrations to them and so on, that could alleviate aggravate their suffering if they are in somewhere in lower realms and so on. So, or to reduce their merits or personal merit and so on.
Sanjay Kusu la ya teba cheya telabe sanlo ya go mene kondu sabi sabi la mi jita ju jane taba chajun gi oso bare.
Whereas the for the picture or for the reliquary object of the Buddhas, that even to have a look at them out of anger, that one does receive the merit or the seed of the liberation in one's mental continuum. So such merit is not dependent or contingent on the attitude.
Yama me bangchen rungye chi langa la broni ane janggo chi be kema kumba lojo chi janggo chi na la me chi to de ne kora hango re ni ti zeng yo re.
So once the messenger, when he was sent out, that he had to spend the night in a deserted home, and he was trying to mend a hole in his shoe.
Mete ya sebun ba yondu an tong ga bu che ni ti ziban de ya sanje gu chi chi yo cha ba dong ku ge ma do me ba re ku me yo ma re.
So he was trying to mend his shoe, and with the flame of the light, then when it became clearer, he saw a picture of a Buddha that on the upper part of Buddha, bottom part was already ruined, damaged on the wall, which he became visible to him.
An ku ba de san ya da ti pi mi ji chi shan do sa me re san be ka da na da ka ga yo de ma han yong zong su ng go de zo zo ru chi zu do yo da yang se me go de bo yo ng pi de de tong ma yo ya yo ne sam ti pi kan za chi no a sa ku da ya che ba de pi ne da we jian ge ko de ba de yo ma re di ju mo ku shi ne ko na le chang chang je san je sha je tu ban za bo lin chung go go yong du ku san je ko de le ba re san je je ya ge le de de sa ba re san je ge chu ji su ko me de ba tong da ya bu che cha re mi.
So when he saw the Buddha, then with the crown protrusion or the Ushnisha, then that arose his curiosity. He thought, no, he does have a nose and so on, looks human, but how come somebody with a crown protrusion on the head, that looks unique, and I haven't seen such a person before in my life. So he just kept looking at it out of curiosity a lot. And then after his death, then going into a lot of chains of the births, and eventually during the time of the Shakyamuni Buddha, he met the teaching, and he received the teaching and attained the state of arhathood, no longer amongst us. And that chance to meet the teaching and have an encounter with the teaching that connection was made when he had that chance, opportunity to appreciate that painting on the wall.
Deshi kusu zimo jiba la, chu shenpa ya si ji dawa, ngo ge ji doba tida cha, tida rinji sanje jiwa tong sung yo re. Dewa shiba sanje kusu ziba le chi shaba chi yo na, ya was ke me ne, kongdu sagi sagi le jita ne, mangba na ku sanje jiwa ji tong res, je ge res. Ngo guzi ji che ne, daga na yin ge tso sa ge res.
So it is. So it's said that if one sees a picture of the Buddha on the wall, that encounter, that chance will enable that person to see 1,000,000 Buddha in the future, and also will enable him, if he would bow with the respect, that will also bring a tremendous merit for him to do so. Not even out of respect, even he sees with anger, that will also bring the merit to that person.
All those that is an Choba the Pu. Choba San Mapu and the Suna Masavache. Tarishibun Romari. So, just a judge in the Javataga, Conjol Zana Mapuache, Seja to really tell which Lamsa says Shana. Pajulango the Chibarua. Pajulango the Zar which got it Lamson Chotu Sagrizon, Tinechi Mara, Maras Miri, Choji, Nis Chubari, Conjo Triangori. Sayatine, Koraya Pugor, Chinjilamni. Red Ali Kon Tine Perdo Zia, Yazija. Tikujo Church Oguma, Church, there's Gilakake, the Naga Yomada, the dead Zilaka Tseji Yomari, Yaji Ja Pu, and the Tipu Ranche. That Choba Pu Pu, Rangi, Saya Koe, Nakakon, which is Chinjilonia Pu.
So we should make offerings. So we should really make endeavor to make the offerings, and if we do not make the offerings and so on the altars, and there won't be much improvement in us. There won't be much improvement in our earning of merit and so on. Like, for instance, we do eat. And when we eat, we shouldn't just partake the food right away, like just as we feed our cattle or animal, that we should at least try to do it that by first making offering to the three jewel and then eat. Because even if we make the offering, that they are not going to consume your food, but instead, it is a good way of showing the respect and making offering. And also spare some the fresh one before we eat on a small quantity of that, and and arrange that somewhere clean, and then we can take our food.
Nimachila totini matasavure. Totini would the chevere putongina. Nimare cheva nini chona. And Logila cheva dunja the chore. Don't share it, Lonila don't share it.
So, the food we eat also, that we can think in a way making immense offering, and then we can, after making the offering, we should enjoy. For instance, we eat at least 2 courses, 2 main meals a day, right? 2 meals and 2 offering a day counts a year well over 700, right? Almost becomes 1,000. So within 2 years, we have made 1,000 offerings. And so that is a good way of earning the merits.
Juni Shinsari, Sumba Duzinia and Enjoy de la Tun Lamson de Kay in a day on a day, and Duzinia and Enjoy Che, Tun Lamson Made, and Sugar Duzinia and Enjoy Che, and Dojo Marane, Duzinia and Enjoy Che, and Gedu Yamari.
So if you're going to begin your tune or the session right away in the morning, the moment you take up your cushion, then you can begin with the yoga of tasting the nectar. And if you are not, then you can just do it before you leave and do the practice of tasting the yoga. There's no contradiction in doing so. There's no conflict.
Duzinia and Enjoy it. Run Enjoy Maslavache, Enjoy Machenere, Yan Dinjo Kala Dinjo Che, Jiji Kala Jiji. So, the yoga of tasting the nectar, like once up appearing in the form of Vajra Yogini, or if you are doing practice of Heruka, in the Heruka or Yamantaka, it comes in all those practices there where the instruction says that clean your mouth with the nectar. So, no church in our what you desirable combo sashan di fiore. So, Shogere la desirable son sakor, Jonah, Majon Reri, Lava Yevete deja.
So, we have to take if you do have the nectar pill, I will use the Tibetan term now on Duzi Ribu. If you have that nectar pill or Duzi Ribu, that you should take the Ribu Isap in a good quantity. Then you should take as many as 3. Now how you do it is place them in your left hand, palm of the left hand.
Rama Tridavare, Omo,
Watched,
Shunjo to Sunchi Tibek, Zurba, those Tridego Marwa, Omo, Hons, Shunjo to Sunchi Gide, Dizig and Nangi, Nibo Tamati Chombek, Mervajan, his award.
So place them on your palm, and by the meeting of the thumb and the ring finger of your left hand, place the nectar in your right hand, and the meeting the thumb and the ring finger of your left hand, and draw in a counterclockwise the Om Ah Hum, with the mind as if you were drawing a reality source, or the Chunjung, the triangle on your right palm, and as if you're taking the essence out from the center of it, then you drop in those 3 pills in the mouth and taste that.
That deserves some saya ijumare. Deserves to Nanshu Jinyangore. To John Kane Jegansu, Nanshu Jingiba to Gore. Doji Jibuji Gore. Doji Jibuchoni, Chilobake to the Mitsudan child solid Bake to Triachi. Susu Samuel Zero, to use the Chigita de Mela Madame or Bedevachi. Susu in the Triachi, Ni Gore. Ni Jonah, but no mela song to Chibu the Demo Goya.
So, if you don't have that many quantity or that much quantity of the Duzuripu or the nectar pill to take, then you can just use the solution of it, which you have in inner offering, Nangche inner offering, and you can taste some of the substance from the inner offering. And like as we all need the container for the inner offering. Like for instance, like if we possible, we should have a set of Damaru and Bell and Vajra, and if possible, have 2 sets. The one you can heat as your secret Samaya substance, and one you can take along with you when you do have to attend a ceremony with other fellow practitioners.
That Nanshe de Peche Nanshe Lusa Nanshe Kwarchenga Yone Yore, Many Dingdich. Ding the Tuagaine Yameva Choni Yore, Gina Luya de Chandra Chandra, Chuine Juri. Then I deserve yep.
So now the inner offering, if you have the set of the inner offering cup, that would be good. If you don't, then you can just use a water ball and use that, or any container. Then the substance inside could be either liquor or the water or even tea.
And the change of Shayorva, your inza, Shogan did Duzinya and Nanjo Tela, Duzino Shirty, so you have a le. And Oma Hons Yongo Chunju, Chita didn't let Oma Hons Chilisha. The Mavaja Duzitive Lugi not Haja Chebne. Did you Bacha and Java Janshinta? The Wachimbu Shepherd Geology. Duzikibe Tangi Ayo Tayo Tangmati, Ninge Pangi, then they go Sanajuma in the Pangiri. To join a Huiri. Nige Bangi Rangi Sem, Lame Tu, Yedangibe Tu, Samachason Kondugibe, Bangi de la Timni. Lama Yeda the Shoba Puin, Lama Yeda to Sami, never Jason Summer, Rangi Diri Jambi Miba, Lama Yeda the Shoba Pu Miba, Yagochi Cheshana, Suna Jachimo Soyachi, Duzia and Edu.
So then you, in that case, as you have the inner offering container, then just lift it up with your right hand, place in the palm of your right hand, and with the ring finger of your left hand, and blessing with those 3 syllable letters of the Omahu on the 3 corners, as if drawing a triangle, and dip your hand in the middle, as a gesture of taking the essence, and place that substance on the tip of your tongue, and enjoy it through the passage of the throat, with the thought of that by the virtue which cleanses up entire negativities, all our negativities, stains, impurities, and everything is thus pure, cleansed, and enable us to receive or saturate the whole entire body and thought with the wisdom of non-duality, bliss and void, and transform our body in the clearest, most lucid and transparent, and the very essence of the nectar finally mingles and blends with this liberated palm, in this case, which is at the center of your heart, and in the other deities will be liberated hum. So, but here it mixes with the liberated palm, which is the essence of the mind of the one's guru, the mind of the group, one's meditation deity, and one's own mind, which is the inseparability of all those three, and which is the embodiment of all three objects of refuge, and makes the offering to that. Okay, so it cleanses one's personal defilements, and as well as it makes, with the essence, it makes the offering to the liberated palm, which is the embodiment of one's mind, the mind of the meditation deity, and mind of one's guru, inseparable from each other. So thus, in such a case, it becomes by itself becomes the most wonderful practice of the personal cleansing or defilement, and making a tremendous offering to the three jewel and one's guru.
Teresi Nimadava Dizir Nyawa Yinza, Dela Payo Shita Son Yore, Ju Nala Son Sandu Taju Nala, Ta Tsikanga Dum, Lambusha, Ta Tsig, Minawe Dabu, Tasha Tag, Dan Tsig, Garina Jig, Tan Chisha Tag, Dan Tsig, Shama to Dizima Savala, Payo Mamuson Yore. How did Dizir?
So,
Dizir the Shanga to Dizima, Jani Chinchil, the Drusha Cheship, Dizir, Dizir.
The duziribu, or the nectar pill, which we enjoy, which we taste, and its benefit of that taking that, and as explained just now, and which, if I quote from the Guha Samaja, that like there are a lot of things like if one were to partake those 5 meat and 5 nectar and so on, what immense benefit it brings forth. That duziribu, or the nectar pill, is the production of that out of as a 5 meat and 5 nectar in the form of substitution. With the substitutions, it is prepared, and we partake of it.
Shaganda Dizinga de la One trouble be 2 members in Suke, Tinsangombure.
So,
me shatilla Trasio de Mishagore. Tashal de la Tajanshi Shagore. Chisha said the Singi Shagore.
So, like for instance, like to make the real, authentic, real nectar pill with the use of the real substance itself, then it becomes almost very rare, very rare, because that as for the human flesh, one needs the flesh of the 7th birth of the Brahma, and as for the horse, one needs the flesh of the certain kind of horse called Zhangxie, and for the horse flesh of the dog, we need the flesh of the snow lions, and so on.
Balang Shasayadala, Balang Chucho Shagore.
So for the cow, that one needs the meat or flesh of the named as chucho, I think.
Chucho said, Balang Chumbu, Chusia, the Mamut Soba Secret. Soba digi Chod Jibabe, Bomburu Tina now. That is on your mind.
So chucho actually means the leader of the caravan of the cow herd, right? But it is a very some kind of very legendary, and sorry, not legendary. It is not present in the present moment anyway. It's not available at the present moment anyway.
다 되네만이 봐 인도 더더 저거래. 상하자로베 아루신도 지그래. 아루신도 나로 루바 루드 바요네 치셔 매다 도야 아루신도 상하자로 아루신도 동물에.
So since none of those are available, what we use is the substitution. The substitution, like for instance, for white meat, there's certain kind of fruit named aru. If you check up in the dictionary, you might find it, aru, and a certain type of aru itself called sendo, that is used as substitute for the white meat.
두승아 될라야 조강당 자대당 아니 조강제 자대제 봉주 최대제배 봉주제
So
주루제
for the 5 nectar, and we use the substance like for 5 nectars we use substance like, please get in Tibetan because I don't know the name in either in Latin or because in the common English I don't think we have it. Chukam and Zati, and also Pumju. Now that is the water from the ways, water from accomplished ways, and then Chukam and so on.
만요 야 코란베 체고는 배 주제 동아치 지주려면 배 강요의 지주야 말이야.
And there is also proportion, the proportion of their quantity also mentioned. And also one has to one adds the pumpkin or the nectar pills accomplished or made by the former great lamas. We add them to it as a stream of their blessing.
마라슨데 드즈르부데라 길루초게 드즈르부데나라 샤탄 드즈모네 땅 요마레 야고 시라레 대베chen 로산 추쟁 드즈르부데라베 어제 마통 파도 주샤베 소리마레 자왕아베 주샤바요 자와게선 자수가요레. So
like the now in all the duzuribu or nectar pills which are prepared in the Giluk section, none of them contains the real substance, those material in authentic material, real material themselves. They all use the substitutions. And for instance, the great Benjal Losang Chui Genzin, he made a nectar pill that which he tried to accomplish or make until that nectar pill starts beginning to glow. So it is also named as the glowy or something which is shiny, it's shiny. Until it began to shine, he kept on practicing for the accomplishment of that. And the 5th Dalai Lama, he made also some, and 7th Dalai Lama.
Oh yeah. Then Lama do Japan car which you do Japan Handini on the cover. Mama do Juma. Dimjogi Shane, the Zimambo boy on the Tipojan Shane, and Jesha done the Druja of Giore.
And great His Holiness Pabunka, he made, I think they should be, he produced twice, I think earlier and later. And he obtaining a nectar which started dripping from a mouth of a statue with the Heruka, then adding that to the nectar pill he made. And there are lots which are produced or made by His Holiness Srijang Dorjichang.
Sacha Dujurbutilanga Sheke, Tobachi Ken Yore, the Indian Hema, Saja Kumatsuki Chivina, Mazutenala Yoya. So,
and also there are few which are prepared in the Satya lineage, that what which we have obtained from the Satya, then we have the rituals prepared by our great Sonam Tsem of the Satya.
That delivery in the Sachim use and the Drew Tama think about the Rusha in the Indu. Does it with the Rana, Yahoo to Sujep?
So, since we have the very authentic nectar pills or Duzuribu, that which they try to accomplish, that which they try to make until a certain science which appeared on them, they worked on it. So if we could get some of those, would be very wonderful.
This is what can you comment, Chesalena? Gashe Kibe, Mashing and Tedeki Cholum Luchani. Kansas Tinderisong Chigzoni bed, Duchime, Saje Donjari in Chavare, Zawajere, Zawajela in Lani Zanga Zanga Chani, Mena Donda Jashabe, Chi inserted that in other Karkari or in the mission. That Luchi Gondogi, Chi Yore, to Sebu Sheji Yomarita, Lama Yomare, Zokenjenda Yomare, Yomare Ributabata, Ayomayonga Hamago, to Sudin Gamayina, Zana. Hakongas Sanu Amare. And Tado in a country in the Shingomari, Perda in a Teleyon, Saja Donjago Dishime, Chamber of Pojun, Medadon, Dodu, Kala Sagmare. Then it was your that to Hakoache, Dizirukun Dabuchun, Nacho knowledge, and Shiraya Wimure.
So, Diziribu or the nectar pearls which are prepared, and we should really be careful. We shouldn't just go around and get everything which bears the title as Diziribu or Ribu, that we shouldn't be gullible to have it and add to our inner offering. That we should be real careful. Like for instance, there at certain point, some because of their clear could be out of their ignorance and so on, they haven't done quite an adequate job with it, and there have been certain pills which are named after as the with 1,000 species and so on. They do claim that they have obtained 1,000 different ingredients and made that available, but I think if you take those could be quite dangerous too, because of the way they are prepared, and one has to be careful for the authenticity of the those nectar pills, because one has to know what it contains. Now, out of those, that what we have covered so far are the yoga of sleeping, yoga of the getting up, and yoga of the tasting the nectar.
And Kajulan Tsang already, Telejevachi, Deje, Kasan Chingu Dichu, Dojo di Taliori. They are Daje want to Mendu, Nena Mendu. Mulon di Yona, Milan Ma Junction, Edward Hajotongo. So if you have if you got the long prayer, then please take them out, and then I will introduce you into the long version of prayer. If you have Tibetan section, please open up your Tibetan section. So, the first one, I think third verse, that is the making the praying for our Guru devotion. 제가 이거를 이제 생이 되면 지는 저 쇼. 대전에 다 간다 수요. 가성처럼 나중 비춰지기요.
So actually the long prayer which His Holiness is following here is not in your long sadhana, because that it is long, but there's even longer version than that, which is in the self-initiation text. So it is so actually you are the ones who need it. Of course I don't need that, you know. So if you don't need it, then it's quite fine with me.
대단히 가져오면 매들러서 최고 뭐로 저기 내림이 좀 쇼스 전에 신이 됐을 뭐나 개버리 다들 마찬가지네 다들 요야 되라 내도 드즈냐에 내주지 고송 가오송을 르버쇼 세니셰 살더리 내도 드즈냐에 내주지 내외 내주 다외 내주 드즈냐에 내주 송부들이 대송 고송 가오송을 르버쇼스 고송 가오송을 르시아 고송 룡아 이송래 룡아 이송 가오송을 르로 가르레서나 내외 내주 내대와 인상 주매 증언은 동네 그거도 내와 있나 대동그 이시 공부 인상 이 가와를 르버리
So now what we covered so far is the two lines, the where it says the sleeping, awakening, and tasting of yoga. They may my mind be oneness with the joy. They may my body, speech, and mind remain in the state of joy or the bliss. The three kinds of bliss. Now, for instance, when we sleep in this yoga of the emptiness, then as our mind is in the state of joy of emptiness, so it's in the spot of the joy of emptiness. So, where's the now whichever style you have adopted for to go to bed, whether with elaboration or without, but when you did arise, you arose in the state or in the form of a deity, right? So when you did arise in the form of a deity with a physical form, then that is the joy of physical joy of appearing oneself in the form of a deity.
This is Demo di che sciosake langatiri. Jada tenemanyo zakon jinjilab java yinza sungi gavariti.
So where's the when we taste the nectar, the whichever way used, but each passage we have tasted is our throat, right? The throat which through passage of which we taste the nectar, that same passage we use for speaking, expressing ourselves in a form of speech. We verbalize with the use of our throat. So thus that it is the speech, right? So tasting of nectar, the joy of the speech. So those may I be able to spot in the three state of joy by the practice of those three yogas.
So to
the taste of the placing our nectar on the tongue, and tongue which we use as medium to express ourselves or use the speech, so that becomes the our joy of the speech, great joy of the speech, and with that. And it went through and it blessed in our entire length of the nadis and elements inside those nadis, and finally blending with that at center of our heart, and it filled our entire body with the great bliss state of the wisdom of the bliss and void. So that becomes the joy, real joy of the mind.
The Oje Yoseki Sheva de Tiri. Tayang, see Zawal and Jurcha Chigina, Nye Dong, the Zinyawa, Nanju Gosung Gosung, the Rusu, Nyewa, the Tony Mother Nyewa, Tuji Goche. Don't want the Lagola Donwa Inza, Kui Go Tichuache. And the Zinyawa, Nanju Develani Yawa Inza, Sungi Goche. Other Gosung the Rulu de Tiri.
So this is how the great Tsongkhapa and his disciples interpreted it. Or other way, we also had, as spoken earlier, that since we arose from the state of the emptiness into emptiness, right, state in sleep of the emptiness, there's the joy of the mind, and arising in the form of a deity, there's the joy of the physical joy, and enjoying the nectar through the throat, which is the past, which is the medium with which we express ourselves verbally, so joy of the speech.
Ta nino nye da dizinyang sungri sarche. Tseme lama dalar ches. Tseme jinenjuru seaten al jangru singje tseme jire.
So now those three, the sleeping, awakening, and the tasting yoga, those three are done. And our next is the yoga with immeasurables, and Guru Yoga, and generation of oneself as the deity. Now fourth, the yoga with the immeasurables, there's a four kind.
Tseme sana jiyo sana suji ki mingi dasha bari.
So out of four, just it gave the title to the whole four practice with one of them. We say immeasurable ones. In fact, it has the four in it.
Nandela lam loba churubali chebra cheba jangru sigre.
So now those yoga with immeasurable, or the fourth one, it has four subsections. The first one, to distinguish oneself from the inferior, the non-Buddhists, inferiors, than the taking of the refuge, teaching or taking of the refuge, lesser vehicle. To distinguish or to excel from the lesser vehicle, like the Sravaka or the Pratyeka Buddha, the teachings on the generation of bodhicitta. For the purification of the adverse factor, like negativities and obstacles. Now to remove them, the teaching on the Vajrasattva. And fourth, for the conducive factor, collection of the immense merit. For in order to collect immense merit, the teachings on the Guru Yoga. Now, out of these four grand teachings, now the first three are counted in one, the yoga of immeasurable, right? And the fourth one has its own section. That is the fifth one, the yoga, Guru Yoga.
Chirubatelang yang dabal shuto amarwa lovelang la shude bare lam lo sumare chirubet nyale kaze cheshan koram su gongja sa siz badun to togure shine togure ladung togure ladung tole ladu sande jida zume jige be ngoji to ne jide melang to shu siz badun togure rede taba togiyo mare.
So the wrong path, like in other practices, that one could reach as in Tirthikas, that in their practice, one could reach as high as the pinnacle of the worldly existence, or the top of the Siddhi, or the fourth formless realm, but one can never attain the state beyond suffering.
제자나 로바리 당가서 정도 대하고 지체 마토나 치료버려야 돼 양이
So, if one, but still it is the wrong course. It's a wrong course. Sorry, yes, right, wrong course. So, if we can't do our taking of refuge properly, if we don't know how to take refuge properly, then however differently we try to do something, but we are in fact we are not a Buddhist.
그러면 정도도 넘어 상지바 지나게 체도 정도 요매고 버르를 sha고리 대체 다 넘어 이내에 넘어 상지바 주의지가 있는 람로바다 말에 라양다베 람르 레디니 대바 첨부를 연루마토는 상하시다 파세리 람메바 니랑베 람메바 홍소는 한테바 첨부를 쇼토고 요마도 어딜라 심제고 장주도 심제 장주 심야고 공토는 대바 첨부를 쇼노리
So that to be a Buddhist, one should have really taken a proper refuge, right? So if one has taken a proper refuge, one qualify and one is a qualified Buddhist. But whatever course one takes becomes a Buddhist course or path. But if one couldn't have the generation of the higher motivation, then that becomes of the lesser vehicle.
당연히 대바 첨부를 쇼토 정도 신제 야부지 상로동 토요네 야 랑주부 저발라 조사리중 제부르동 조사리중 마주나 야레그 말 대대 그랬다가 제가 대바 정발라 게제 드리 정발라 도지스메 군대기 치셔버려.
So even though we have had those right motivation and so on, and we are on the right course, but to have a speedy realization, or to gain a speedy realization or the insights, we need to remove the obstacles which are on our way, the obstacles of negativities, and to have the strong background or the strong store of the merits. So in order to remove the obstacles, now we need the teachings on the Vajrasattva. So to cut through the defilements or the negativities, we need that teaching. Now next, in order to take the refuge, now we need the objects before whom we take the refuge. So we have to envision the object of refuge.
So
the object of refuge could be many, that are so many in terms of whether we can have a really grand assembly of the object of refuge, or very simple, in a way, condensed way. So the way it begins in Sadhana, where it says, "In the space before me stands," that is the way it is explained in the most grand assembly. So when we say space in front, that it meant right at the level of, it does not mean the whole space, but at the level of one's eyebrows, two eyebrows. So right at that level, or space in front, right at that level, we should visualize a huge throne raised by the lines. a throne of the precious substance.
Rinpoche Titelaya, Wad Patsima Tong, Parindovice, Gondichi Tong, and the car of Toto Sushari, Tumba Toto degree, Tumba Regional Singeriche degree.
So that precious throne, like with the lots of layers, right, on top and bottom, you will see that it is on the one layer above another with some supports in the middle. So you'll find some empty gap inside which is the two lines, a pair of lines raising the throne up. So lines raising the throne. So lines raising the throne. So a pair each on each facing each side. So thus we have the sets of 4 pair on each direction.
Singe Jedi, Ijo, Beranga Savelamata, Yermesheva, Kolodomba, Yayunga, then the Toki, Tujuji, won't you jack to Yunedri? Won't you jet, Sachi Ordan? Won't you Yundeja, won't you jet you cover it?
So, those 8 lines, they being in fact, being in actuality, the very mind of the Guru himself, but appearing, taking the form of the 8 line, as to resemble, as a symbol, as to represent the 8 Ishwaras. That when we say 8 Ishwaras of the Guru and 8 Ishwari quality of the Guru, those are the 2 different things.
Singe be Tinsonge Jagalani, Devayodi, Singe Kariksa or Tarabu Yaru Yongchi, Kume Pabuchi or Damsi, Temare, the Singamare.
So line, as we know of line, like as you see, which looks kind of a little scary with their long hair and look a little teeny towards the tail, but we're broad at the top, which is well known to us. That is not the kind of line we are talking about here.
Singiteva the Congressle, Congichil, David Mato, Pangon, Machokalma, Pavumare.
So the kind of line is here is the snow line, the one who enjoys at the peak of the snow mountains as his abode, one who does not come down on the meadow or to have a sip of water along the river.
Nomani Jagale Singayore, Pele Yore, Tinson Mavada.
The long time ago, I think in India too, they had that kind of line, and in Tibet too, it looks we don't have it any longer.
Chati Shonshon Singeti, Gama Yore, Chachunga Yore.
Garuda.
Oh yeah.
Once we had Garudas, but no longer.
Garuda Singeti Chachunche, Lavani Minoje, Shobache, Gole Ragoche, Choto Chati Yin Chiridan, Top Chumuchiori.
Garuda, a powerful bird, that hands looks quite, featured hand looks quite like that of human, and but with beak, and also has a horn, and has wings, a very mighty bird.
Shanshan de Shoba Yoke, Chadik Risutovala, Be Shanshan Mazda, Cutting Gadrade, Chati Shoba Yoke, someone gave be no Zord of Chira, called Pumukusuru without Konoje, Pendana Cherry.
So most prominent figure amongst all the winged living species, amongst all the winged birds, he is the
Shanshan Singe de Gema Jagali Yore. Jabuchi Nasachune, Shanshan de Neshibelu Suyum. Shanshan de Minaj, Hajang Zu Zambo, Dumbaya Miyake, Taya Miyake, Be Shovachi Yore Maduje, Minaj Yore.
So another kind of bird named as Shangshang, very very good looking, physique of human, but very good looking human, and with legs and hands, but has a ring. And I think there's a story that a king got ill, and he invited one of them to his place.
Kyabje Maja di Chati Droche de Kangwa Chati Himada Yu, the Yabuchiran Shamason.
I'm not quite sure. It looks that below his hip that he does have a hind leg, sort of his legs, which has some feather, so in a way resemble that of the regular bird.
Shanshan Teo Ombe Yangderne, Madra King Shimame Karsa Minjola, Sage, Shanshan Gate, Nyambu Shivujiore, Sanja Soya La Trujuzaji, Pekwasa Jikure.
So Shangshang, this kind of bird named as Shangshang in Tibetan, that his voice is supposed to be really charming and pleasant to hear. So that's why he's used as one of the simile to resemble the voice of the Buddha in few poems.
Sing it consistently, Tsari Konrilla Yore, Tingazu Chunju Gongla, Nazuda Tomanyu de Sing Tonyechi, 2 yore, Meditso Loyu, Tabachi, Chonyore.
When I was young, there was a monk, who made a pilgrimage on the certain mountain named Tsari, a place of pilgrimage, and he did see a snow lion, or this kind of lion, and who did happen.
Kolodomene Shibuji is a Tsari the Kodruji to Kalakabure. Travani Kora Chimbere, Tsarish Rongo Mando Zigo Chimbere.
So the Tsari, or that mountain, is one of the most sacred place for the practitioner of the Shri Chakra Samvara. And the 2 monks, they paid a pilgrim to that, and he, instead of just going around the mountain, they also reached the top.
Tsari Tange Rungshek Debare, Pentoash de Amaredi, Miss Single to Sunza Tepcha Chilocone. Pechaja, the son also de Vendam Saint Codedu. The Nella Sigma Gema Javale or Sanja Shejudi.
So it seems that I'm telling you the stories instead of talking about the teaching, But I just got into these talks because every one of you seems to have some confusion about lines with the regular lines which we see these days. So because of that, we got sidetracked with these stories.
So
like that Mount Tsari, the sacred mountain, right? When they were climbing that, and it has lots of crevices at the top where there are a lot of snow, and in one of the ice crevices, one of the monks fell in one of the crevices. So one monk, he fell in the crevice, and one was on the top, so they were talking with each other from the top and one inside the crevice. So both are Choba means religious.
the Shin the Goyo Mato, Jabatani, my children, son, Sindri Majes, and Colando.
So he told that other friend that you just better move because now I fell in a crevice. I have no way helping myself out. So, and whereas on the other hand, for you it is better to leave since it'll get cold and it can freeze you too, so it won't be of help to it. But in my case, that I'm in a real good place because we accomplished in our mission of paying a visit to this place, holy place of the Chakra. Nobody has imposed this mission on us. This is our personal choice. We didn't make this decision to earn anything or not, that we have no other motive than to pay a visit to this or sacred place of the Chakra Samvara. So I have no hesitation to lose my life because I have accomplished something I have wanted. So after my death, it shouldn't be too bad, but I have no regret to encounter my death and encounter my death. So that's what he said. And also he said that there's little water, so I'll just follow it and I might die somewhere on the line along the way. So he found a little creek, or so a little water flowing along there in the crevice. So he just followed it, and so when we go to those places, since we did not have matches those days, we take flint, and also like the tsamba, we carry those. They carry tsamba, and so they finally, when he got to the end of that, he reached a precipice from where he has a very good look outside on the valley, but he's very high up in the mountain, and it is very high, and because of the height, and he also felt a little dizzy, and there's little spots around, and all he could do is he knew that now there's not much time left for him, and his death is certain. So thus, whatever remaining time which he has, he just used that for the single-pointed dedication for the practice of the Chakra Samvara, and he used the little leftover samba which he had, and using that very wisely, he lived for about 7 days.
And shoge nima naya la nima shasha la ku deneva chosong de chindu ku yoride ma shirando nugu ma da shoshi sam nima sa do saris and the chill pause chindu sul chindu and Yamana de Dinjo Korando, Sena College, Gonju, the Gong Sinte, Yes, Semela, so the Dinjo Koratunji. Shabadun drove Shoga Koran Paz, Runi, Chig Chason Ruparula, Chig Hala, Singing Yoni, Kuti the Boyumore. Singing Imadadua, singing the Hala Pin to Yore. Singing Pin to the Uredige, Shoba Yuri. Singing Pirbe Loju Mamushe. Jena Pata, she left good treated this. That is an issue, good fish as Chamopurazi. Yadanga second living, but some.
So then when he has to go use the restroom, he would just come back, and then most of the time he sat there and sat just with the full single-pointed devotion for the Chakra Samvara. He lasted for 7 days, and on the 7th day, the morning, then he heard a very strange sound of something landing nearby, and which looked like those mains, like anyway, which looks very broad on top, which of the line. It helps like wings to fly, There's a lot of story of the snow lions flying, and that kind of creature has landed. So he thought that a creature has come by to eat him up. With sounds, and which was made to repeat shalang shalang, which was the sound of the snow lion made when he landed nearby.
Chile to Chicsa. That's a good some shade, shade, that could do it. Dimjorang, that Sane Sakai, Shine Shisai, that gets George Manchester.
So when he was sitting there, when that kind of creature, which looks very dreadful, has landed nearby him, and his breath was so warming that it was, and when his nose started sniffing him, then he really got scared. And the warmth of his breath, that also gave a tremendous heat, right? He could feel that. And he said that, but he thought that even though I'm devoured, it's all right, because this is the right place where I can end my life. That in whatever cases, that may the Chakra Samvara take care of me. And with that kind of strong devotion, he just waited. And he did say later that it looked really scary, that he started sniffing, and also breath was very warming. So then it looked really huge, and when his tongue started rolling around, then he really started feeling the warmth, and he was scared. Then finally he extended his tongue and rolled him inside his mouth, just in whole. And then he started flying and dropped him somewhere in the middle of a forest. And when he looked around, that he was surprised that he was in the middle of a forest now. Then he did say that he was left on a meadow, and he moved a little further away from him. So then he just moved a little further away from him. Then he made a big leap or jump, Then with that jump, he started flying and he flew right over to the top of that mountain. Then when he tried to have a good look at that creature, then he no longer could see that. It disappeared somewhere in that mountain.
다 그 점부터 또 서지에 또 지는 사이가 샤요래. 코라시기 케요래. 사야 요마다. 다 메자 잡야 되다 개발다샤 지지다 메자도 케디요래. 제 그게요.
So the little provision of the samba he had, that little bag, that he forgot behind since he was taken care of by that lion. So his load remained behind, but all he had was a little knife and the flint.
다 그런 마사디 자자 가야시라가 다 군조가 되게 가서 타기 말에 다 내대자변 되게 말에서 침을 신하시는 바지 준도 제세지게 세자베 르다지게 샤수디로지 유샤사데.
So he did say that by the help of the three jewel that I am saved, my life is saved this time. So now I can't stay here, I should move. And when he started moving, then he found some leftover of a dead animal eaten up by some other predator.
Then 그 메자자 메지동 배 제세게 서로기 샤디 추네 지여버 지게 바기 메자동 동고 세네 샤사르고 샤 거셰지 사사디 지레주사야 해 자자사 부싱싱 지게 미고 이문라도.
So then when he made a fire and he started roasting some of those leftover of the remaining of that animal. And when he ate some of that with the help of his knife, and then all of a sudden again there came some other strange animal, which happens to be a Yucca or Yeti. Yeti. Yeah. There was a Yeti.
Last. 다양한 사계의 종사고 시에니 미다만은 미종지 되어리 미종대자 미고 그 지래용 대바야 토토 동의 조조 동기사.
So then again he got scared. He thought, no, there's another one going to eat me up. And he just closed his eye and being scared. And then they found that that Yeti is shaking him up, shaking him real hard.
아니 미대자미 그런 지래데 비게 맷지를 메자 동시에 샤드지만 가되게 될 죽수네 됐으이사. 안 그 샤드네 제 미거데 고이사. 아니 샤바는 메자 동제 고이. 아니 가셰제 사도 영고사 저런 사이사. 소코 칼 소제기사. 아 그래서 미거래 제 고니 샤스제 되어리.
So then he started shaking him up, and then when he opened his eyes and looked back, then the Yeti started pointing to that fire where he is roasting that leftover remaining of that dead animal, right? And he was asking that if he could share some with him. And he shared some of those meat with the Yeti, and when he started giving all to Yeti, then he made a gesture that you should have some too.
Today, Shamira don't the Jamakandu, Dayungo, Dachilingor. And then we go to Tagi, the shoes, Tagi Satavachin, Tagi, our Dakuru, Vajra 다들 오신 아사그레 상코셰제 용종 손도 다 용고이므레 다 셰용도 미셰용도 다 칼 파주르고 여러와 지난 미국의 고출심 제호어대 쪽 도지 기준으로서 도디 캔이 고됐어 아양세다 그 로바디 용고이므레 사다도 미다지레냐 알아서 짜승 실레레주사 그미 도지 지슈 다 된거라 다디 대리 아니 곧발 야 롱로 다디 수스는 동네 알리시메도 사다디 야 타주 돈 파시주 And call shows, Baba shoes, Kore Triji Kijorwa, and could drink the Shakache, Migu Layoju, Baba's part Tenkache, Yamuchi Dusa, Queen Baba shoot, Tashade, Miraton said.
So, because
Baba decayed, could give the Yochusa. Baba the Conja, when you Shamiraton said every.
So because of that smell they produced by roast burning of the flesh, then that that stimulated the smell of tiger, right? So there came a tiger, and then which was sensed by the Yeti, and he was really getting attentive and really being watchful. Then that scared the person very much. He thought that something else is going to happen, you know. He was really scared. And then the Yeti took the man onto his shoulder and grabbed a huge stone in his hand. Then there did appear a tiger coming by, and Yeti with the hit of the stone knocked the tiger out, and then he killed the tiger. Then he asked that with the help of your knife, could we skin that tiger? And that Yeti was a real good attendant and assistant in skinning of the tiger. And that tiger hide, he put that behind, wrapped him with the tiger hide. The skin of tiger, the Yeti wrapped the man up, and then they started living on the tiger meat.
Ta yung zong ji le mi hui tu zhuo ge rong jia ge yo zha. Ya long ni me da ba de pa ke tong ji de ding. Me de ya jo ti de gang de xia. Da ba ge ya ji ke lang su sa.
So
ke ani qi me re. Da cha go da nga da sa ge re. Da ko re chong na de ke lo re de ko de bu mang gu yu ji da sa ke lo yi me. Qi jian de ye me ji ke song de ke sa.
So he did say that that he was left there, and then he took, when the Yeti, when he was almost full, then he took the skin away from the man. He laid that on the ground and lifted the person up, kept him on the middle of the skin, and wrapped the skin up, and then he rolled him up in the bag, and using that as bag, he rolled him on his shoulder. Then he started walking, you know. He had to start moving. Then he thought, now my death is real certain, because that there should be heard of these kind of people who will devour me. Now he got really scared, because he knew that he is going to take him to the den.
Ma chungpe na lama nusa langa chi di sha banda do langa yuspa kinda langa na sha ani kula kuda che ne langa tin ma du sundu sho nu du che taba di ku ge ba le yo chu sa
So
ta ku nga langa temba re di taba khen lu nu ku nga dong re sam kuma khashe po taba di ma sa ga che yu sha yang ku ju yu taba di ke yo yu gi sa yang ma zo sun sa ga che yang yo yu gi sa ta o zim khen lu na o zim ro sa Taba convention Rugule Yachide, Logi Chedi, Mego Tibite, Chide Saine. That's a Rizuchi Majabado. That Rizuti Jel Sadu could you shall in the Ungaris and Shapes side. A Rizuja Sadu Unimidus. Yachide, Tsu, Chitevene, Chinsasha, Migo came Migo Koma Jene, Temalon Fonte, Pataba, the Gu, Yabuche, and Doko, and Kumitaba is killed Loyumbre.
So that Yeti then. Instead, he dropped him on a way, the way which could lead to the human community. And he led him on a way, and then wrapping him up with that tiger skin, then he gestured as if now you should move on this way, you know. And then, but that person was very skeptical. He thought that if I take this skin with me, then again he might come behind me and attack me. So he just dropped it, started dropping it. Then again Yeti followed him and put the skin behind him, so wrapped him up with that tiger skin and told him to move. Then he just began to look behind, and Yeti was really watching that to make sure he is taking his course. And then gradually he just picked up confidence, and he started moving and looking behind once in a while, and the Yeti was still watching, standing still on the same spot and keeping a close eye on him to make sure he is going on the right course. Then when he had crossed the range, then when he watched back, the Yeti has left and he is nowhere to be seen. So in short, the Yeti was making sure that he is on his way to the human community. And he left with the tiger skin. That man came with the tiger skin.
Tene koraya be de chung choshi be ma shi gong de shi ji chung cha ri za be ti shen ba de lo ni ka ge mu gu ke ka ne kora che de ke ti za ri chung ro de bo de ka chi mo men ro se kore se ne ti re a ran se de ne ko lo di jo ge chen lo ju bo men ro sam ta mi ji yong ko gu da de ba go le cho to wa da ni re sam ba ji lam san lang la chen ge ji yo a mo ti bu.
So he became when finally begging along the way in the human community, when he finally reached and begging for his living, and came, and finally he got back to the monastery where he has left, from where he left. The other friend of him who got back earlier, so giving up on him, assuming now he should be dead now, has spent all his belongings and did the real good funeral service, a service for him as for the departure, and there was nothing left. But for him, because of that experience, one almost dead experience, that blessed, he became really blessed, one who is easily contented and one who does not need anything beside his practice, and that one who can almost tell if somebody knocks at the door who that person is, and one who is very accurate when he does any kinds of divination, that one who can give a very correct answer for any divination. And he himself says that it could be that I had a taste of that stream, which is supposed to be very blessed by the Chakra flow on that mountain. He had a taste of that. That because of that, he is able to have these gifts. But for us, that we believed that he is really blessed by the Chakra Samvara.
Yoya de no kong de che na pe la ja ri gong ge de gong me jang gu sang ge gen zhe na le sing ba ba chi yo re si ja na ko me gen zhe na le sing ba ba chi pen sa ja pen de gong ga ji zen pe ru jen bu shu yo re.
So it is kind of evidence that there is or there was a snow line as such, and like in the Debu. So in Degung, Damgun, one of the great Lama, in his treasure they did have a skin of a snow lion, and also like one of the emperor of China had a skin of a snow lion, which he showed to the great Kunga Gyaltsen when he was serving as the head priest or the tutor to the emperor of China.
다기 드만노고 노고 요네 녀요 고라 자르 고라 다게je 게노스 셰다 쇼쇼 안 산제의 컨디션 산제 다기 고마 키워 산체오리 저런스 전세기 게마 키워 마요 전세스 고마 요유 서그리 드만노는 용버레스 생기 고마 키워 쇼버레스 생기 고마를 요요 말에서 생기지 사도 가도사 사마데 잔 서요 말에 때문에 이미 전세스 서요리 대리 자갈에 생기도
So in New Satmet, in that place, during the time of the Buddha, that there was an animal killed by a tiger, and his remaining was found by a bhikshu, which he obtained and brought to the monastery. And the tiger, as they have a very strong smell of the flesh, he started following it and cleared to the monastery, and that sound of the tiger was heard by the monks or bhikshus. And Buddha advised then when he knew what happened, the Buddha advised the monks that one should never bring any leftover of the other animals, because they go second time for that same leftover they left behind. If there's any leftover by the snow line, that could be brought, because they don't go for second on what they had. When I was young, in my monastery, in the mornings, there's no thunder, the sound of thunder.
gengo su tinde seyong te kaire se du shoge ngabo singi rugiyo kauriza terin rugi ke jayo ne singi perin ro de na khazala ruyo sa timbe sin le rungo le pare jani be ru ma pa ni kaurisin ma pa guyo segiyo ru me na ne timbe chin chu perin kauriza le chu bo tu guyo sa ta ni mi gu singi ne de guyo terin ruge ja longo yo ma re nyemo ja lo ma do ruge ja ma re.
So sound of the dragon as such in the morning is almost unheard of, because the presence of snow line. It is said that snow lines, if they are disturbed in the morning by such sound, they attack the dragon who is responsible for that noise. And so thus the dragons, they're scared of the presence of snow line. They don't dare not make noise in the morning. Whereas later, I think when we grew up, we do hear the sound. It is as a sign that snow lines no longer lived in that.
So
there is, or there was, a snow line. That's all I was talking about, right? So there was a snow line, and as the thrones raised by the snow line is symbolic to represent the fearlessness of the Buddha, or as a symbolic of the eight Ishvara, or the represent manifestation of the Guru himself, his fearlessness in the form or in the aspect of in the form of snow line.
Laba yamba de yuchi lumburu homa gala ma zu yaba ge yuchi dama ti ya tik dong de panan sang la ka dong de mi du su de ni ya reba de ma bu che wo reba ma bu ya sing so go kar bu che o de je de sang je ge tu ju ju on chu je de sing ge je le sha ne ani laba yaba na le ja ne de de za da ju gar ne ba so yaba sal ma je ne o de lo da sada ge ne ba so Pardon Jimmy Nahal Zine, zenda jegungu neba sungwa yis. Tiki diyane di chen toba sangi ebe nganzo kurin eba goa mare. San tingo basuke ndrike neba yung togu yo mare yis. Di ma shen neta rida gune dionru re kanyi peya yo ma dang.
So that snow line which raised or support this throne, the left hand resting on the ground, on the one of the layer of the throne, and right hand raising the upper part of the throne. And his manes, those are red in color, whereas the nails white in color, and face looking right up above towards the sky as a gesture of fearlessness and granting the full protection from any curse or the spell, any spell or the obstacle which could come forth from the space. And because of his broad elegance on the level, on the top, in the middle, protection, full protection from any obstacles around us, as he lays his hand on the ground as a full protection from all the curses or all the hindrances which we may or which we could be vulnerable, which we may receive from the underneath or the from beneath the soil. So thus that just remembering its presentation and its protection, that way protection in the form of such a dreading figure, then we get itself becomes a wonderful service in terms of service done in terms of the protection from for the eviction or for the eradication of the obstacles and so on in our lives. Otherwise, if you just visualize a snow line, that snow line, an animal, that is not enough. That we should know why do we have such a figure visualized and what it symbolizes, what it represents, then that becomes wonderful.
That single shimbu jeji with Titola Nazo Bama, Bama Dama Chimbu Jegi, Band of Jivache, Band of Jide, Diagola, Nimaging Urge. They tell the Kisasi, Javatasea, Bemek Sache. So now that a huge throne raised by the 8 snow lines, and above which is a huge lotus, a real huge lotus with the 8 petals. Sorry, 4 petal, red in color, but in the center there's a ring, just between the center and the petal, which is yellow in color. So at center which we have a sun disk or sun cushion, and seated by the once unequaled great kind guru in the form of the great Chakrasamvara, 4 face and 12 arms with concert. And if that becomes too complicated, one may also visualize him as with the 1 face and 2 arms. Peme Kisa Setsigi, Yosatizalapa, and Juve Lama Sulu. Lama Teta Imbala number, Sanje Doji Chuji number Chukundo Mabu, Rujen Sude, Shadaji, Cornu, Mivache. So now the Guru seated on that sun disk, and right along that circle, which we call Kesar or Corella, or I think, or circle anyway, which is yellow in color. Just on that line, beginning the immediate front of the Guru, now we have the entire chronicles of our Guru facing to in the form of the Sangye Dojichu or the Buddha Dharma, or all of one's Guru in the form of Buddha Dharma. Tandela Jube Lama Chicken Jube Lama, Sunju Samasen, Jiju Mazen Jiorva, Odijeti to Santo.
So now we have all our lineage gurus circling our root guru. Right around there, we have about close to 40, or in 30, or close to 40 we have.
다 밴드 시요 사근 능게 밴드 디토라야 지 조데 지수도 진내주 마치 랑게 이담 내주마 탈 이단 주디시가 사소 강가 대강고.
Now we have the 4 petals, right? 4 petals. Now the immediate front petal is at the very center of that petal of the lotus, is taken up by the great Chizun Doznel and surrounded by the entire meditation deity of the 4 levels of the Tantra.
다 이해고 근데 뭐 대강라 지데 아니 제토 더 지강 산지 샤샤토고 담바디 담베 다부리 산지 그 조디 지고리 산지 샤샤토바다 계산 그 산지 동 말라디시 이제 동샤 손아 어디 내려보게 산지 상모의 고르니요 같이.
So on the immediate right petal, at the center is seated by the great Shakyamuni Buddha, who is the founder, who is the leader of this teaching, surrounded by 1,000 fortunate Buddhas and 8, like for instance, another 8 medicinal group of 8 medicinal Buddhas, or group of 35 Buddhas of the compassion.
다 이용은 진다마 요르와 이용은 근다마 지데 야 장시 선바 제배양래 좋은 제배양라 제레지도 자나도지도 지 아니 사이니부 나게니부 사지 니베 세천지 다 나제게 존네 손에 장시 선바 소다 녀랑 간도 주중다 제바 어다 녀랑 거야 돼 녀투도랑제 바우 간도다 제바 고고래 주중말에 바우 간도래 녀랑데 팀에게 녀랑 거지요 말에 샤리보다 뭐게지 부 세야도 녀투 초제 산제 그 주베 녀투요래 주베 녀투 초제 랑제 주니라서 바다 주베 녀랑 그 거르되거든 장주 셈바다 주베 녀랑 바우다 간도 바우 니시사지 바우 니시사지 어디에게 바우 간도 그 영어도 거르.
So on the left side, left of the guru, on the left of the guru, that petal at center is seated by the great Bodhisattva Manjushri, and with the 8 other great Bodhisattvas like Avalokiteshvara, Vajrapani, and Sai Nyingpo. Excuse me, used Tibetan, Sai Nyingpo, Nankai Nyingpo, and so on, which comes in these texts, and also the Sravakas and Patiki Buddhas. But when we say Sravakas and Patiki Buddhas, they are not the Sravakas and Patiki Buddha of the lesser vehicle, but the emanation of the Sravakas who are the emanation of Buddha himself. For instance, like Shariputra and Monkliana and so on, which are the emanation of Buddha himself, and Dagas and Dakinis, those sets of 24 Dagas and 24 Dakinis, that section of the Sangha refuge surrounding the great Manjushri.
단달라마 이단 산제 장신 권한 속에 투주의 유배 방도의 연대인데 인주 인발라 남바 부대 저 부대 동다 초된 잡아 네 직샤바 야베 부대 랑스 직샤바 지베 러러로 되바 상동통에 야고요리 저 부대가 남아지 저 농비 저도에 대수 지지 저거 유지를 돼서 대샤다로 돼서 마도진 저 부대 남아 자리지보다 무슨 요리 저 부대가 남아지 요거지야.
So like at the back, immediate rear, in the rear panel, is now the pile of the scriptural texts. In fact, being the insights or the realization of the one's gurus and Buddhas, but in form of scriptural texts. In fact, their realization or the complete freedom from the negativities and full consummation of all the insights that appearing in the form of the scriptural texts, that labels showing towards us and stacked like a huge pile of rocks. And since now we have used lot of times in book form, maybe we could use a stack of books on the back on a shelf. And but in the original text it says a stack of the scripture text, they're labeled showing towards us like a pile of huge rocks just behind, and reproducing the sound of the content.
Payment the Majichi, Juchi Chimbudinza, told Hagor, Lama told Gore. Lama de Penda to some Jibut, Lama Tumba Chigri, Dunba Gorta, Lama Gore. Lama told the Chujun Sumasuyagore.
So since we have the largest and largest sound sites, now we have also few spaces left, right, on four corners on the throne, and those we have saved for the Chöjong or the Dhammapalas and Suma, the guardians or the protectors.
Jidene Debe Suma Sure, Tian Gangalo, they told the Chigina, Gumu Chajibache, yeah.
So now on them we need all the guardians or the Dharma protectors and the Dhammapalas. They all should be trustworthy. Now, for instance, first we need the Mahakala, four-armed. And Tutu Dagpo, or the Ketrapala. And four-faced Mahakala, or the in Tibetan, Gompo Shelshi. And also we can place the Gompo Kur. Gompo is word for the Mahakala, and Kur again. And six-armed Mahakala in Tibetan as Gompo Chaktu. So they are named. They are called the set of four Mahakalas. And also called like Tamje Chöje or the Great Kalarupa and Dökham Dagmo or the Shri Devi and so on. That every one of them, if you choose to have, you can have them seated on those places.
Najo Metri to be Shiza, Jebu Shibugunisa, Jebu Gorisa. Tashiza, Jebu Chenani, Saya Medugo, Tondu Dimi Noji Chigi in the Shabu. Sabachuni Shingaba, Shabujon Shaburi. Tendechilla Samasachi or Jizan Savishra Jebu Sagamaredi, Tamazu to certain Yomare Chiksha. Then to go sing a Kesha and go on there. George Lake Humas, Sanya Paru, George Land over the Kaja and the Triju the Mado.
So, about the four-armed Mahakala, or again, yeah, we will get a lot into again sidetracked, right? So we may not discuss about that. Because earlier I was approached and told that we really need an extensive teaching on the Vajra Yogini. But if we have to go extensive teaching, then as it comes in the text, like the Tantra Demik by 5th Dalai Lama, we need 15 days. And I was told that we need that much extensive teaching, but time-wise, right? And especially today, that talk about line took a large share of our time. And so tomorrow, I think, this is how we do it extensively, but tomorrow we will start, I'll give you a more encompassive, more condensed version of taking Object of Refuge. We'll discuss that tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
I think that's enough.
Chushe Bale, Chungoye, Dagi Givochi Sabane, Dishi Shira Tobara Shu. Kyabje Zong Rinpoche, Tsem Kyabje